So, hi, Milagros. Is that what you'd like to be called, or do you go by a different name, or
You can go by Millie. It's easier,
by Millie? Okay, that works
shorter.
out perfectly. Alrighty. So, how are you doing tonight?
Very good, very good. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. What brings you in today?
Well, maybe just wanting to talk about personal experiences that might affect or might be affecting my performance in my job scenario. I'm not actually currently playing any sports, but I am a group class instructor. So I have to be in tip top shape and always ready to go and focused. And lately, I have not been focused, and I've been feeling really, really tired. And this has taken a toll in every aspect on my life right now.
Okay. So, so what I'm hearing so far is that you're not currently playing any sports right now, which is all right. That's not a necessity here. We can work on some things else, some other things, and so that you really are more concerned about your work environment, and you teach some group exercise classes
Hmm.
and do some physical instruction, and you've been finding it hard to concentrate and focus,
Yes.
and very tired, a lack of energy, and you just are kind of wanting to talk about some of the personal experiences in that
Hmm.
to kind of be able to boost that performance and kind of help you concentrate and get some of that focus back and get some of that energy back and just overall improve your work performance. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. We're in
Okay.
the right path.
Alrighty, perfect. That's what I like to hear. So, how about we start off by just telling me a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? Maybe some family stuff. I'd like to learn a little bit about you.
Sure. Well, I am from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Um,
So you were born
so
there?
yes, born and
Okay.
raised Puerto
Born and
Rico,
raised. Okay. Very nice.
and currently living.
Alrighty.
um, I was raised by my mom, single parent. Um, School-wise, I went to a private school, American Military Academy, so I had a pretty solid education system. That's where actually played sports. I used to play volleyball and basketball. Um, what else? College was a local university, bachelor's in general psychology. Um, Currently working at a gym, so that's where the scenario comes in. Um, I started as being client service, just at the front desk, and then
Okay.
suddenly I went to being a fitness coach, a trainer, and a group class instructor. Mostly because when I started at the gym, I weighed 223 pounds,
Okay.
and in about a year or so, I lost almost 100 pounds. So I was,
Oh wow! Congratulations.
thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is.
And basically that year was all the transition. Like, oh, you got fit and you look great, and why you did it while taking classes, the current classes that I give. So let's just chip you in, like try to incorporate you in the classes and keep the clientele motivated.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, that's basically it. More personal stuff. Well, I have a lot of dogs,
Okay.
a lot.
How many's a lot?
Yeah, I'm not supposed to say the quantity. About 15 right now. Uh,
Okay. Yeah, that might be considered a lot.
yeah, my mom's a very active in the education system about abandoning animals and animal abuse, and so most of them are rescues, and they
Okay.
actually take some of my time other than my job and college work.
Okay.
I have a parrot too, which you might hear in the background.
Alrighty.
She likes to imitate me and sing, so
Very
that's a
cool.
heads up.
Not a problem. I think I might enjoy that a little bit.
She's fun. And that's about it. Personally, I consider myself what you call a loner. I like to do things by myself. I feel that I have more drive and feel a little bit more focused when I don't have any distractions by my side. I don't know if it has anything to do with my zodiac sign or anything, but I am definitely a lone wolf. And yeah, I don't think. Oh yeah, my age, 27 years old.
Okay. 27 here.
27,
All right.
single, focused on college work and work.
Okay, what kind of college work are you still doing?
I'm doing my graduate program,
What's that in?
sports psychology.
Okay, that's right. Alrighty. Make sure I got some notes down here. I hope you don't mind me
No,
writing
go
some
right
things
ahead.
down here. Alrighty. Okay, so that was great. I always like to get a little bit of background and that sort of thing on people that are going to be working with me, and I think it kind of helps me uh, develop a program that's really going to be focused around your needs and what's going to help you the best. So, um, again, at any time, if I ask you anything that makes you uncomfortable, you don't no need to answer. Um, I did forget to share with you that all of our work is confidential. So anything that we speak about here, it's not going to be told to anyone. It's just kind of a little going to be between us, except in a few certain circumstances. If there were to be any kind of abuse, or if I were to feel that you were going to be putting yourself or others in danger, I would need to disclose that to someone. But other than that, this is kind of our space to be able to talk and chat. And so I hope you feel comfortable with me and willing to share with me. And um, uh, like I said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm not here just to ask the questions. I'm also not too shabby at answering them sometimes. So again, don't hesitate
Awesome.
to ask. Is there anything that you'd like to know before we kind of dive into some things here?
No, not really. You seem like a cool person to talk to and very focused and wanting to help. So you have
All
a good vibe. So I'll just go by gut feeling.
right. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate that. All right. So you said that we're you're not in any sports right now, but looking to enhance some performance at work. So can you kind of I know you'd mentioned the lack of focus and being tired. Can you kind of elaborate on those issues for me a little bit?
Sure. First off, the classes, I might as well explain the classes. Um, One of them is based on choreography. It's weight training. We use barbells, but we do follow a certain choreography already made by the company.
Oh,
Um, and the other one is indoor cycling.
okay.
It's not spinning. It's a little bit more intense modality. It's called X bike. It's more how do you call it? Popular in the UK, not entirely in the US, but
Okay.
I don't know how we got the bikes. They're pretty cool. But yeah, we got the bikes here. I think we're one of two gyms that actually has those bikes.
Oh wow, very neat.
So that's something that makes us unique. Um,
Great.
where I felt the most unfocused was following the choreography and feeling. I went actually by routine. Like I was used to getting into the classroom and just pump and psych everyone up and like, let's go, let's train, let's do hard work. I'll just pump the music, put the volume up, and just start and have fun.
Okay.
From a time, I'd say about, wow, it's been a while, about 6 months, um, things started to shift because there was a lot of turnover in the gym.
Okay.
So old staff members had to take over a lot of departments. And as I mentioned before, I started as client service. So I had to go back into client service, have some shifts there, couple hours, well, 4, 6 hours in one shift in client service, then another 4 hours being a fitness coach on the floor. So how our gym system works is that we not only are personal trainers, we dedicate a few hours of our time to general population. So the people that just pay a basic membership. So
Okay.
when I sit down my schedule, I was like, whoa, I'm giving 2 classes a day, have 2 shifts a day, then I have my clients, and then I have to do my own training and my own work for my personal goals. And on top of that, I have to deal with my dogs. So physically, I felt very drained. And I think that being physically tired worked my mind a bit. And having so much on my plate was a bit overwhelming for me that I lost focus. I lost so much focus that when I had lost weight and I gained that weight back
Okay.
almost completely.
Okay.
So I am not only looking to be at my top performance as an instructor because I owe that to my clients. They're
Hmm.
paying a membership, so I owe that to them. Owe that to myself because I invested in the program. I also want to get back to the shape that I was in.
Okay.
Personal goals, no non-competition or competitive goals or anything like that. Just for me.
Okay.
Your computer froze. I don't know if it's my internet or not.
Okay. Did I come back?
No.
Oh, darn.
I hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. There we go.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Um, was there anything else that you wanted to add to that?
Not really, no. I
Okay.
hope I explained. I don't know if you got it all, so.
Yeah. So here, let me. So from what I understand, um, you've been kind of teaching two different classes.
Mhm,
One is a choreography kind of weight training class, and
mhm,
the other one is an indoor cycling class that kind of makes your gym a little bit unique because it's one of two with those actual bikes, which I think is really neat. Something that it kind of sets you guys apart. I
yeah, it
think
does.
that's cool to kind of focus on that. Um, and so what I'm getting is that you used to kind of have a routine where you'd come in, you know what choreography you're doing, and you just kind of stick to that routine. But kind of as things got shifted, things kind of had a shift recently,
Mhm,
and there was some turnover in the gym. So some different roles needing to be filled, and so they kind of pushed you a little bit back into some more client service, and which is where you had started. And so they were. Let me make sure I have this right. You were doing about 2 classes, 2 shifts, also working with your own personal clients, and then needing to take care of your own personal training,
mhm.
as well as taking care of the dogs and some other things. And that was kind of a daily routine, correct?
Yes, sir. Every
Okay.
day.
Okay, and then so that was very physically draining on you. It kind of got you to lose a little bit of focus. That's understandable with such a large amount on your plate, and that you had kind of started to be a little stressed and started putting some of that weight back on.
Mhm,
And so now your kind of goals are to return to that shape that you had been in before, not competitive or anything like that, but really just focusing on improving that the body shape and getting back to that level that you had been at before kind of this shift. Is that all correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
All
was there
correct.
anything that I missed in there?
Not at all.
Nope. Okay, that
Every
sounds
single
good.
bit.
Okay, well, so I think what I would kind of like to start with here is a little thing called a performance profile. And I think what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to kind of get a visual of some of these things. And so, what a performance profile is, I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Not
It's
that much.
okay. So, what it is it's the way I have mine designed. The one I use is kind of a set of concentric circles, and so it kind of has a circle divided into 8 wedges. And what we do with that is we kind of label each wedge. And what we're going to do today is we're going to label it with some of these mental skills that either are giving you trouble, that you feel you do well at. We're going to kind of want to incorporate them all. And so then once we kind of label those, we'll go through and have you kind of rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. There's kind of 10 little circles within the larger one. And so by placing a dot where you would rate yourself, we can kind of use that to draw out a shape that's going to really show us your strengths and weaknesses and what we might want to focus working on and what we might want to kind of focus on maintaining. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to try to screen share this with you. So it will, I don't know that you're going to be able to.
Yes, sir.
Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. And so I don't think that you're going to be able to edit it or anything. So if you want, what we can do is if you have a piece of paper or something nearby and you just want to and you just want to sketch that wheel out real quick, that'll help us to let you be able to actually put those points where we want them, and that way we can draw the diagram here so that we can kind of see strengths and weaknesses. If not, if you don't have paper or aren't able to do it, no problem. Just let me know, and we'll just kind of go ahead and just
I'll just draw it really quick. I
Okay.
have a notebook here, so it might take a while doing 10 circles.
Yeah, not a problem. So let me know when you have that that kind of sketched out. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just so we have an idea. It'll give us a nice little visual.
Almost done.
Alrighty.
Well, this last circle, not good. Sort of looks like an onion.
It does.
Then I have to have 8 wedges, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not so pretty, but there.
That's good. It'll do. It'll definitely help us get that visual. All right. So I don't know. Make sure you can see on the screen right now. You can see the suggestions at the bottom. That says that. Okay, perfect. I wanted to make sure that was on the screen. All right. So what we're gonna do now is you and I are going to kind of talk through what we kind of want to fill out on these sections, what kind of the spokes of our wheel are going to be.
Okay.
So as you can see, we have some suggestions down there in case you aren't familiar with some mental skills. Some of these include goal setting, confidence, focus, communication. You can kind of see some of the other ones on there, and so we're going to kind of either use the ones just off this list. If you can come up with some of them on your own, I welcome you to go ahead and put anything you think is important down there. And so just if you want to talk it through, we can. If you want to just go ahead and write all 8 just by yourself right now, that's fine with me as well. And then we'll kind of come back to it when you're done there. So what would you like to do here?
I think we can talk it through. Teamwork always works best.
Okay.
So just to be in the same line, I think it's playing it safe, but
okay.
I don't mind talking it through.
That sounds good to me. So, so you can pick whatever spot you want on the wheel. Usually, if I'm doing this, I kind of like to pick that top left one just so it kind of catches my attention right away. I like to kind of focus on that one, kind of start there and work my way around the wheel, but it's completely up to you. And so what are you thinking would you like for that first spoke of the wheel?
I'm gonna go with, I'm reading the suggestions right now, and the first one that actually caught my attention was emotional control.
Emotional control. Okay, why did that catch your attention?
Because I think that it's something that I am not very good at, and it's something that for some odd reason resonated. I had a recent experience where I knew I wasn't being myself and I was being very grumpy. I am a very low-key person. I don't want to say shy, but I'm not as outgoing as other people are.
Okay.
In the sense that I'm sort of reserved to myself. If you talk to me, I don't mind. I'm really cool and mellow, but usually I don't take that first step. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I found myself being really grumpy. I'm not a grumpy person. One thing is being reserved, and another thing is being grumpy.
Okay.
And I asked my coworker. Well, I didn't ask. I was like, this is not me. I am always mad. I'm always pissed off. My mom's always working, and we usually don't see each other that much. And the little time we do have to spend together, I'm always spoiling it by like slashing back on some comment she made, and I think it's something that I need to take control of, because, for example, work is work, and what happens at work doesn't need to be brought back to home, and vice versa. So yeah, I think that's basically why emotional control caught my attention.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll put that up there as the first one, and we'll go ahead and rate them kind of as we go along too. Okay. So I know you were saying that you didn't feel very strong in emotional control, especially recently, especially in regards to being able to control your anger. So kind of on that 1 to 10 scale, what number comes up for you?
I'm thinking a 3.
A 3? Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and count to the third line out, and we'll mark a dot there in that little wedge, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next one.
There we go. Wait, I put this in the wrong line. This one. So, yep, got it.
Alrighty. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the second one. And remember, these don't all have to be things that you necessarily don't feel are your strong points.
Mm-hmm.
We can include things that you feel you do well. Just anything, just ones that you feel are important to your performance and to you being able to perform up to your ability at work.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that out. Next one that caught my attention was discipline.
Okay. And why was that?
Well, for two reasons.
Okay.
When I think about discipline, I go back to when I lost weight the first time. Just to
Okay.
set an example and try to explain it. I was very, very disciplined. I was very on point in my nutrition, my training, my work, my schoolwork, everything was on point.
Okay.
I don't feel that I lost it completely because at least at work I am very disciplined and very punctual. I get to work on time, even though I sometimes I just don't want to show up. So I believe I haven't lost that completely, and I think that's one strong point that I might have.
Okay.
Well, now it's currently how I feel currently. I don't think it's my strongest point, but I feel that it's there. I haven't lost it completely, and it's something that I can pick up rather quickly if I set my mind to it.
Okay.
So
So that's
yeah,
so it's kind of something that might be kind of in the middle or maybe a little
yeah,
higher than the middle of that skill range.
yeah,
Then right. Okay.
yeah. I
So
was thinking about a 6 or something.
about a 6. Okay,
Yeah,
that sounds great. Yeah, that sounds kind of right on point with what you were describing. That you still feel that you're disciplined, but it might be lacking a little bit. It could use some improvement. Is that right?
yes, sir.
Okay,
Completely right.
perfect. Good. And I'm glad that we're on the same page here. I always like it when I can make sure I'm understanding my clients here.
Very important.
It is. All right.
Okay.
So you got that point down there on the 6th line then?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's move on to the third one.
Mm, I want to say communication.
Okay. And why did that one kind of jump out to you for this one?
Tough to explain. I need to communicate. I need to work on my communication skills because I don't.
Okay.
How do I verbalize this? When something's wrong with me, it takes a lot for me to communicate it. I usually shut myself down until I find a solution. That
Okay.
being said, that's from the personal standpoint. From a professional standpoint, I don't feel like I have that problem
Okay.
that much. I could just take a few minutes and say, hey, I'm really positive though. I am not bashing other staff members or anything. If I have a difference with them, I just go right ahead and say, well, I like what you're saying or I like your idea, but what if? And I try to give another solution to the same situation. It stood out for me, I think mostly from the personal standpoint because I need to
Okay.
work. Yeah, I need to work in my communication skills, at least with my mom. You know, she's the only person that I can actually trust and can talk to, and I don't have any communication with her whatsoever. When I try, we end up fighting, and I rather be quiet and shut myself down in my room and just let it pass by.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that not really on the professional side necessarily, but on a personal side, you think that you could improve some of those communication aspects and being able to open up and describe and present your feelings, especially with your mom. Correct?
Definitely.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's definitely um, a good thing. We don't need to necessarily also just focus on things that you need to improve in the workplace. We can also everything starts with you. We
Mhm.
gotta remember that once we kind of work through some of those issues, and kind of improve some of those things, we can tie in that work aspect. But again, it all starts with you. So I'm really glad that you brought up the personal communication aspect. And so, what were you thinking, kind of on that the 1 to 10 scale then?
I was thinking about a 5.
A 5, okay. Now, is that 5 because the professional communication is there, but the personal could use some work? Is that kind of where that number comes from?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I know I have the qualities in me to actually communicate, but maybe in the personal standpoint, I don't know how to.
Okay. So so a little work on being able to translate those skills from just the professional atmosphere to a personal atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Alrighty, let's move on to this fourth one.
Fourth one, energy management.
Energy management. I thought this one might be coming.
Yeah, right.
Alrighty. And so, can you speak to me a little bit about energy management and why that might be important?
It might be important because I like to give myself all out all the time.
Okay.
And when I put my mind into something, or I know if I have a responsibility, I like to make the best of it all the time. And I know that sometimes not everyone is in 110%.
Okay.
And I think that has been like somewhat of a good and bad thing for me. Like a good thing because it has given me opportunities, at least at my job, and actually my dogs benefit from it because I'm the one with most energy in this household. Not pun intended to my mom. And but I think I need to learn how to divide it through the week because right now, starting off the week, it's like it's horrible. My 2 worst days, it's Monday and Tuesday, and I don't know how to finish off the week, and I don't know how to like divide my energy so I can be at an optimum level throughout the week or throughout the month to say something, but most of the week might be
Okay.
the first. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe working on some skills with being able to work on relaxation. Maybe kind of taking some time during maybe those Mondays or Tuesdays to relax, to calm down, to bring that energy level down, to maybe save some for the rest of the week. Does that sound kind of? Am I in the right mindset? Am I thinking about this the right way as you're kind of describing it to me?
Yeah, possibly. Relaxation sounds really good.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So that's definitely something we can work on because yeah, you definitely need to be able to conserve that energy sometimes, and when you're always running at 110%, you run out of steam. And I think we can definitely work on some relaxation strategies and that sort of thing to kind of some of those times where you feel you're going too fast and you might need to slow down a bit. We can
Exactly.
work on some of that. So kind of on that 1 to 10 scale, where do you feel you fall on energy management?
Being a high energy person and not being able to control it, sometimes I gave myself a 3.
A 3.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So let me recap the first half we got here. So we started with emotional control. Didn't feel too strong in that. We rated that as a 3. Then we moved on to discipline, and that you felt you were very disciplined, and that might have started to lack a little bit recently, but you still kind of maintain at least a solid sense of discipline. And we went ahead and gave that a 6. Then we had communication, and that you really want to improve that personal side of communication. You feel that you're strong in professional communication, but need to work some of those skills into the personal aspect. And we went with a 5.
Mhm.
And then we had energy management, that you kind of been full effort all the time. Need to maybe work on dividing that energy, maybe taking a bringing that energy a step down, maybe some days working on some relaxation and that sort of thing. And we gave that a 3. So,
Yes.
so if all those sound correct, then we'll get the second half of this done here, and hopefully that'll give us a nice full picture to kind of show us where the strengths and weaknesses lie. So what do you have in mind for that 5th spot on the wheel?
5th spot, I was thinking about goal setting.
Goal setting. Okay. Can you speak to me a little bit about that?
Yes. Goal setting. Once again, I don't know if it's the right way to do it, but I'm comparing myself to my best scenario and my current scenario. And when I was at my best, it was sort of weird. It was a weird transition to a lot of things. Fast evolution, fast development, professionally and personally. But when I started to have a grip at things, I would set myself some goals. For example, in my physical aspects, I was like, okay, I want to be in the best shape of my life, or at my alleged body weight for my birthday. That was going to be my birthday gift. And well, that's a goal. And right now, I don't have any.
Okay.
I feel, and I might be jumping, jumping a ledge here, and maybe working on my goal setting skills might direct me in the right direction.
Okay.
In terms of finding my focus again and finding having something to look forward to. So that's why I chose goal setting.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. Those are some great points that you bring up, and definitely having those goals gives us something to kind of look at and say, okay, this is what I'm working towards. This is what I need to focus on. So it does, like you said, kind of help bring back some of that focus, bring some direction to what you're doing. And so, yeah, that's great. I'm glad that you brought that one up. So how would you rate that?
I would rate it a 5.
5. Okay. And so are we looking kind of similar to communication, where you feel you have the skills but not really using them now, kind of as you would like to?
Exactly.
Okay. Perfect. Alrighty, let's move on to that 6th spoke then.
I would have to say focus.
Focus. Okay. Another one that I thought might be coming. And so can you speak to me a little bit about focus?
Yeah. From what we have talked about so far, and from this point, it's mostly to focus at the task at hand and having to do what needs to be done. For example, work, if I have to give a class, be focused in the class, be focused in giving attention to my clients. And in the personal aspect, since I want to go back to my shape, being maybe aware and focused of nutrition. Nutrition has been it was my strongest point, and right now it's not. It is, but it's not. It's halfway there, and I just want to focus on that. Hand in hand with the goal that I want to go back to my best shape. That nutrition has to be on point. So basically, I just want to take it like how I see the focus in this performance profile, and maybe the way I'm handling it, it's not the best, and the way I would like to handle it, it's like with the current situation, the task at hand, get it done, and move forward.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. Definitely one of those that we want to include on there. So how would you rate your current focus?
I would say a 3.
3. Okay. All right. I think this is starting to take some shape here. I think with these last 2, we'll definitely get a nice picture of kind of where you lie right now. Will give us a nice plan of action, so to speak. All right. So how about the 7th spot?
The 7th spot, I think it'd have to be confidence.
Confidence?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are your feelings? How do you view your confidence right now?
Right now, I would have to say it's in a medium. Like if it were a steak, I would say it's medium well.
Medium well. Okay.
Yeah.
Medium well steak. All righty.
I was really confident. I don't think my confidence has taken that much of a toll. Just
Okay.
recently, I think it was a little bit struck, or I doubted myself because another instructor was brought upon to give my same classes. Um, the way they brought in the instructor, I know we're shorthanded, so in one hand, it was really good because I would actually have some relief, but in the other hand, it's like indirectly, I saw it as a way of my boss telling me you need to step up your game.
Okay.
So yeah, that sometimes makes you stumble a bit on like question or second guess yourself. But overall, I think it's a strong suit of mine. So I would say this is something that I would like to keep working on, like maintaining.
Okay. Perfect.
I would say I'm between a 6, a 7. I'm just gonna go with the 6.
The 6. Okay. Alrighty. And so let's move on to the last one here.
Last one would be imagery ability.
Okay.
And this one I chose because, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, I tend to look back and see myself how I was and see myself what I'm actually capable of.
Okay.
And I can actually see myself. Like if I close my eyes, I see myself. I see what I've been, where I've been at, what I've been through. And I get that emotion again, that tingly feeling.
Okay.
Like it's weird to explain, but it's something that I can actually feel. And I think that my ability to actually visualize myself being successful as I once was and being in a good place as I once was is what has been keeping me having faith in myself. Because otherwise I think I would have thrown in the towel and just.
Okay. So kind of that imagery as a motivational aspect and being able to look back and see the work that you've done and know that you can continue that work and even improve upon that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what kind of rating do you think we're looking at with that one at your current ability?
I'm gonna go with an 8.
An 8? Okay, that's very good. Yeah, so that's definitely definitely good that you feel strong in that. That's definitely something we can work with. I think kind of pairing that imagery from a motivational standpoint, as well as a standpoint to kind of aid in some of these other aspects. Maybe some energy management. I think could tie in with using your imagery ability since you feel fairly strong on that. All right, so yeah, this was really great. If you're ready, I'm going to take this screen share down if that's all right with you.
All good.
All righty. And so Yeah, this has been a really really great first session. I'm really glad that that we got to speak, and uh, I really think that I have the tools to be able to help you, um, not only improve that workplace performance, but just improve overall performance. And hopefully, I can teach you some skills, and we can work through some things to kind of work on that focus and that energy management and some of the areas that we saw were lacking. So the last thing that I would kind of want you to do before we go here is go ahead and on that performance profile, go ahead and connect those dots. So
Okay.
take wedges that are right next to each other and just
Mhm.
a straight line connection. And what that's going to kind of give us is um, kind of a vision, an image of um, where your strengths and weaknesses lie. So it's going to kind of uh, show us visually what areas might be prudent to work on, and what areas we might want to work on maintaining. And like I said, especially with things like imagery ability, where you feel very strong, being able to incorporate some of those skills to help with some of these others, I think that's going to be really important as well. Um, so you have your little your figure drawn out there.
Yes.
Yep. So
I don't know if you can see it, but yeah.
I can. That looks great. So yeah, that's perfect. It kind of I hope you're able to kind of see now what areas might be the best to kind of work on now. And I think it's a really great tool to provide that visual, because sometimes when we just think of things in kind of list form or something like that, it can
Mhm.
get lost really. And I feel like this really shows you, okay, I can see that I'm lacking here. I'm missing this whole area that could be filled in right here.
Mhm.
And so that's something I might want to work on. And hey, we can borrow some from over here, since I feel so strongly in this to kind of work on that. And so hopefully by the end of this, we'll see some of these skills improve, and we'll see that profile kind of expand.
Definitely.
All
Fingers
right.
crossed.
Yes, I think I think we're on a good path here. So
Yeah, me too.
um, so I think that's a pretty good first session of very nice to get to know you, and I'm glad we got the chance to go through that performance profile and kind of see where we want to go from here. So, kind of before we go, did you have any questions for me? Any concerns? Anything you want to bring up before we speak next?
I think I'm good. I'm really liking this performance profile. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and keep looking at it.
Okay.
So just to
Yeah,
see,
that. I'm really glad that that kind of resonated with you.
yeah,
So
like as you mentioned, like having something visual, like a figure that now it's a challenge for me, trying to pair these things up and have, like as you mentioned, a wider version of my performance profile. So yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, great. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll leave your homework as kind of studying that performance profile if you want. And next time when I see you, we'll start kind of talking through again kind of what we went over today, and develop a plan of how we want to move forward. So I think we're at a good point now, and if next week kind of same time will work for you, that'll work
Yeah.
for me. If not, let me know. We can work out another time.
I think we're good. Same time.
Okay, sounds great. I appreciate your time, Millie, and I hope you have a great evening.
You too. Thank you.
Alrighty, I'll talk to you in about a week or so.
Yes, sir.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.